Hondo here from Love This City TV. I'm here with Ryan Kruger, the man that created Digital Dreams. We're going to get his story, and he's going to go detailed. How did this all come about?
Well, I think actually you guys might have been here when it all started. Maybe not the moment, but I believe being interviewed back there somewhere in year one and trying to describe exactly what we were trying to create to a skeptical Toronto audience. And we've come a long way since then. Our goal from day one of Electronic Nation's birth, which was 3 years ago, was to create international level epic events in Canada and prove that Toronto was no different than the London, the Miami, or anywhere else that does major events like this around the world. So I think coming into year three, we're looking at 80,000 people coming here for Digital Dreams, puts us on par with the biggest festivals of the world, and it's going to be something special, guaranteed.
And you've been around since the 90s, so you're definitely a legend. How did that inspire you? Because Digital Dreams is kind of not your first thing. Destiny is massive as well, and that's kind of where you started from.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I didn't come in here 3 years ago and just wing it. I started one of the very early, rave production companies in Canada called Destiny Events, and that was back in 1993. Prior to that, I actually promoted for a bit from '91. But yeah, no, I've been doing this for 20 plus years. Obviously, I love it. Otherwise, I'd be doing something else a long time ago. And the ability to take sort of what I was able to do on the independent level and now work with a big corporation like Live Nation, but still be able to sort of do what I want to do in the way that I've envisioned it is fantastic, and I'm really happy to be able to do it.
Now, here's the part where I sing, guys. So we want to know if the Destiny crew's involved, because from what we understand is he is a jungleist soldier trying to keep the jungle alive. Tell us about that. Are they involved, and how hardcore?
Yeah, Digital Dreams has a number of partners that we work with, including Destiny, which is my home base for all those years. My partner from those years and continues to be Jesse Brown is definitely an important part of Digital Dreams, as well as the guys over at Unique, at Capture, and at Balance. So we've got a great team of both Toronto rave promoters, club promoters, restaurant people, and basics, king of the scene kind of folks, and that's what I think has allowed us to create a very unique and fun event.
And with that said, here's like maybe a side personal question before we get right in. How do you keep yourself, when managing this whole thing, to not pop out there and do a couple little fist pumps and not party? How do you keep it together?
Well, my fist pumping is usually contained at a week at Burning Man, so I'm able to sort of lock that in as a separate box. But no, truthfully, it's extremely busy for all of us that are involved in doing this event. I wish I was coming here as a patron and was able to have a great time. I do manage to pop out and say hello and shake some hands and kiss some babies, so they say. But for the most part, I'm spending a lot of time, running from place to place, from stage to stage, from dressing room to dressing room, and from office to office. And that's what I do. That's my job, and that's why I'm doing what I'm doing, because I love what it is. And then I can go see other people do that, and I can enjoy their events.
It's amazing. So Ryan, this is year 3. Digital Dream is bigger than ever. This is the jaws of festivals. How is this coming about, and how did you pick the DJs, and what are the special theme and elements that are different this year?
All right, a lot of questions there. So first of all, I picked the talent, and I don't pick it alone. I mean, I certainly have an important role in the whole process, but we work as a team on Electronic Nation, both from the Live Nation side and from our partner side. Eventually it has to come down to my choice of, what I want to do based on sort of the group choices. And I really do it based on the type of festival I would want to go to. I've always looked at curation as, a sort of an extension of me, an extension of my tastes. And luckily, sort of what I like, other people seem to like. So, it's worked out so far. There's a level of stats to it, just like Moneyball and baseball or anything like that, where you're, okay, who's got the hits, who's playing on the radio, who's, selling tickets elsewhere, who's headlining the other festivals. But you can only really take that so far, or you end up with more of a cookie cutter festival that's very similar to any other festival in any other city. So I've always looked at this a bit differently and tried to put some personality to it and some of myself and my tastes into it and make it different that way. So that's the way it sort of comes about. the changes this year, which I think are sort of the natural progression of the way many festivals work and the way festivals have worked for me in the past, is that it's growing. So as you grow, you add additional stages, which in turn allows you to add additional genres, which we've done with our fourth stage this year being trance on one day and deep house on the other. That separation of the deep house from our Echo Beach stage, which traditionally has been a split of techno and deep house, has allowed us to do more techno and more styles of techno on the Echo Beach stage and sort of expand that to be tech house and really focused on sort of the harder beats and putting the deep house closer to the lake in a very cool environment. And really the biggest change this year beyond the whole wristband technology thing, which I can talk about, but from a space perspective is we've moved the main stage from an area that was good for about 15,000 to an area that's good for about 25 to 30,000 at any one time. So literally doubled the size of the main stage area, and as such have been able to increase the size of the festival from 50,000 to 80,000 people a day.
So what other secrets are happening besides New at Canada and Love This City is going to have a vendor booth and a photo booth, and we got some costumes. Besides that, what else is happening at Digital Dreams? Maybe a secret, you can tell us something?
Yeah, well, you know what? We wanted to make sure everybody was clear that, the cool upgrades that we've done to make their experience better, bigger site, more stages, wristbands, all that kind of stuff. That's stuff we want people to know because we want them to know they're going to have a great experience on site. The cool decor stuff, effects, interesting items we've added to the site beyond, just music. There's a lot of it, I can guarantee that. The only one that I may let out of the bag is we finally have rides.
Oh, wow. I remember that from the first time we met, that we were supposed to have some slides.
Yeah, we were supposed to have a Ferris wheel the first year, I think even the second year, and regardless of how hard we tried and how many people we tried to book the damn thing through, it inevitably something happened. First year it got blocked at the border, second year the guy went out of business. So this year we're with the biggest, most reputable ride company in the country. The stuff will be here.
Oh my God, that's amazing. What's your final message for the people? Because it's like 80% sold out, so you better get the tickets you have. It might have been sold out, but what else is coming up that they need to get ready for?
Honestly, I've been watching the weather. It's going to be a great weekend. Tickets are almost sold out when we're doing this interview, so I highly suggest that you get out there and you buy them. But quite honestly, get a cool costume ready. It's a festival. It's Canada Day weekend. It's World Pride. There's a lot of cool things going on. There's even a Jays series that weekend. Don't think about the fact that it might be a little difficult in the traffic. Think about the fact that you're coming to the coolest festival the whole year. Put something interesting together and come down here and show it.
You know what? He just gave me another question. From the 90s till now, what do you think about the people's outfits and costumes? What's the craziest thing you've ever wore? That's part two.
Well, we're not going to go into that because I do go to Burning Man every year. So, but the funniest thing is the clothes have become much more revealing. Whether it's a guy or a girl, if this was a festival in the 90s, people would be wearing fat pants with 20-inch cuffs and some sort of big sweater, even in the summer. And in the 2014 version of all of this, you literally have eliminated 90% of the material fabric that they're actually wearing. That is the biggest difference.
That is true. Body painters, you better be on site. I think that's it. Ryan told you what's up. Digital Dreams is going to be epic. It's one of my favorite festivals. It's Digital Dreams 2014. Be there. Thanks to Ryan.
Thank you.